So I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I am very excited for today's recipe, but I am also a little bit nervous because this is only my second time making Oreo truffles. And the first time I made them, yikes, I will tell you about it once we actually get started. But just know that for today, we are making a Oreo cookie truffle infused with cream cheese and then dipped in both white chocolate and milk chocolate. You know what time it is? Let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is to get some of these Oreo cookies nice and crushed up. We want them fine, you guys, like a fine Oreo powder. So I told you guys I was nervous for today's recipe. I have made Oreo truffles before. It was maybe like 10 years ago. And in terms of taste, they tasted fantastic. But in terms of appearance, awful. They literally look like blobs of just melted chocolate. They weren't cute, they weren't attractive at all. Thankfully, the people who know me know that I would never serve them anything if I thought it didn't taste great. So people ate them anyway, they raved about them, but I was just so embarrassed by how they looked and so defeated by this freaking melted chocolate. I couldn't get it to drip properly off of the Oreo. The Oreos got all warm in my hand. It was a mess. It was a mess. So today I'm redeeming myself. We're gonna take about 36 Oreos and we're gonna pulse them inside of a food processor until they're nice and fine. Okay, so I've got my Oreo cookies here. They are crushed down into a nice fine powder. I'm going to take 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. Softened. Softened means when I push it, it squishes. That's how we know it's soft. We need it really, really soft in order to mix in well with the crushed Oreos. So we're gonna add 8 ounces of cream cheese to a bowl, and then we're gonna add in the crushed Oreos and mix those together until we have, it's gonna feel like brownie mix. After you've cooked a brownie, you know how the center is like soft, chewy, and mushy? That's the texture and consistency that we're going for. In we go with the crushed Oreos. Reserve some. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. Reserve some of the crushed Oreos because we're gonna sprinkle them on top as garnish. Final step inside the recipe. Reserve maybe, I would say 2 tablespoons. And then using a spatula, just go ahead and gently start to combine the crushed Oreos and the cream cheese. I can't even lie to you guys, it takes some serious upper body strength in order to get this cream cheese to mix in with the Oreos, but don't give up. After about 2 to 3 minutes, you're almost there. You can see I've got the consistency that I want, but you can tell by the chunks of cream cheese that it's not quite blended all the way together yet. So I'm gonna keep going. Okay, perfect. Everything is mixed together. You can see it's nice and mushy, kind of like wet cake batter or wet brownie batter. That's what we want. When you got Oreo cookies all over the counter because they were flying out of the bowl. But that's the texture and consistency that you want right there, you guys. This way, when we go to scoop it out, you can see it'll scoop fairly easily, which means we'll be able to make some beautiful round balls from this Oreo and cream cheese. All right, first step, like I said, pretty easy. Crush the Oreos, mix them with the cream cheese. Next, we're gonna scoop some of the, I keep getting ready to call it batter. It's not batter. The Oreo cookies and cream cheese. We're gonna take some of this. I'm gonna use a tablespoon, roll up my sleeves here, and try to form it into a nice round ball. If it's not perfect, that's okay. We're gonna put them in the refrigerator to harden a little bit, and then when they come out, you'll get a second chance to round them into nice bite-sized mounds. And go ahead and put them on a lined baking sheet with parchment paper. We don't want to stick to the baking sheet, so make sure you line it with parchment paper. And I feel like this should make, I feel like we can get at least 25 out of this batch right here alone. If you're using a tablespoon, I feel like that's how much we should be able to get, but we'll see. Like I said, this is only my second time, and I'm brave enough to do this with you guys on camera. So work with me here. Okay, all of my truffles have been formed. I was able to make 17. Some of them are just a little bit bigger than the others though, so I think you can pull off anywhere between 15 to 20 truffles using this particular recipe. We need to put these in the refrigerator though. This is super important. We don't want them rock hard, but we do need them cold because we're gonna be dipping them in warm chocolate and it's gonna help the chocolate harden really quickly to avoid that chocolatey pooly mess that I had going on the last time I tried to make these. So put them in the refrigerator from anywhere between 1 to 2 hours. Let them harden, and then we're gonna dip them in some chocolate. That's the chocolate. Let me go grab it out of the microwave. You have to be so careful when you're melting chocolate because it burns so easily, but this came out perfectly. My white chocolate is melted. My milk chocolate is melted, which means that's a lot of M's. My milk chocolate is melted, which means now it's time for me to take the truffles out of the refrigerator and start dipping them and decorating them in all of this delicious goodness. So since the goal is to not mess these up like I did the last time I made them several years ago, I have learned some tricks and tips. First of all, grab yourself a skewer or a long toothpick because that's what we're gonna use to pick these up. Go ahead and stick it in there. Take it off the parchment paper so it kind of looks like a lollipop. You're gonna dip it inside of the chocolate, swirling it around slowly, making sure it's all nice and evenly coated. You're gonna let it drip all the way down to the bottom. Let it drip, let it drip. You want it covered all the way. If you need to take a spoon to help it out, go for it. My bowl is a little too shallow, so it's having some trouble coating the bottom, but I'm just gonna spoon it on there. And turn it as you go along, so that way it continues to coat as you pick it up. And you want as much of this to fall off as you possibly can. That's how you avoid that messy pool of chocolate sitting underneath your truffles when they finish. This is looking better already. The drip is slowing down. I just want to get a little more of that excess off. There you have it. Yay! This will continue. Whoa, caught that just in time. This will continue to cool down. The chocolate will harden again. Take a fork and just gently slide it off with a skewer back onto the parchment paper. My work here is done, ladies and gentlemen. I am so proud of myself. These Oreo cookie truffles with cream cheese and an assortment of toppings. They look beautiful. They taste beautiful. I am so excited for you guys to try this recipe. Please let me know how it turned out for you down in the comments below. And just remember, do not give up on yourself. I did it. I am so proud, and I'm about to celebrate by eating these leftover truffles. Until next time, you guys, cheers.